So let's talk about the sexual partners. First of all, when you lay down with someone and you're sharing your bodily fluids, you're also sharing your aura, you're sharing energy. And so you want to be aware whether you have on a condom or not, you're going to connect with that person energetically. And so if you are dealing with someone whose energy is different from yours, if they're doing things that are negative, that energy that they're carrying can affect you during that sexual process. And then you also want to consider the number of people that you're having sex with. I know this is the whole pimper stripper culture time that we're living in, but however, we want to think about it like this. If you are a person who is modest, and let's say you started having sex about 15, when you were 15, our highest sexual peak time is at that age. Our hormones begin to kick in, and so that energy in our lower aretu actually gets stirred up at the age of 14. And so it's that point that you start really noticing other people, you notice your body is changing, and you have these urges. But however, if you start having sex at that young age, 14 or 15, and you go up until maybe 25 before you get married, that's a period of 10 years. If you only have one partner in those 10 years, one partner a year in those 10 years, that is still adding up to 10 different people you have slept with in 10 years. If you're a person who is a little more frisky or freaky, as they say, and you are having, let's say, you go out every other week, find somebody to bring home and sleep with, and you're doing this every year for 5 years. So you now have, let's say, half of the years, 52 weeks in a year, so half of that is going to be right around 26. You have 26 partners in a year, every year for 5 years. And that adds up to 130 people that you have not only taken their bodily fluids, or hopefully not, but you have taken in and connected with their energy. And so if at you started at 15, at 20, you decide you want to slow down, but you've already had 130 people whose energy you're dealing with. And now you're trying to have a real good relationship with someone. You found someone you really like and everything like that, but it's challenging because you have all this other swirl of energy around you from all of these different people that you have slept with. And it can cause imbalances, it can cause changes in behavior, it could cause memory lapses or flashbacks to make you compare these other people to this one. And so, it can be a challenge at that point in your life to really settle yourself down. And it's definitely important that you take time to clear the other people's energy off of you so that it won't affect your next relationships. Now, if you are one of them super freaky people and you just, every other week you got a new partner, and you're doing this for 10 years. After 10 years, that means you have slept with 260 people. So by the time you're 25, you've got the energy of 260 people or so that you have in swirling around in your aura unless you've done something to clear that off. And now you want to try to have a relationship, but you realize it's just a challenge because you have all these memories, you have all of these thoughts and behavior patterns that you've seen in others, and you're trying to compare now to this person that you really want to be with, and it's a challenge. So you really want to really learn to think about sexual energy, learn to think of yourself as a sexual sacred, not a sexual temple, but a sacred temple, and choose very wisely who you choose to share yourself with. There's also the idea of the sexual diseases that are out that can kill you. And if you think about it, whether you sleep with 100 people or 200, you bound to get some diseases in that many numbers. You're going to have some kind of vaginitis, you'll get some yeast infections, and hopefully that will be the least of it. But that's not the path that you want for your body, because those diseases, they'll affect you, especially if you want to have children later on in life, and you just want to just take better care of yourself in that.